I'm here with James Duval. Thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed with us today.
Oh, thank you,
So,
Tina.
James, have you been to an event like MCM Expo before?
I've been to a few events in the States.
Yeah.
This is my first event in the UK, something I've been very much looking forward to for quite a while, so I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, so what do you think so far? What do you think of the event?
I think it's incredible, the amount of people that have shown up and the amount of passion and imagination and I think excitement that exists here is definitely very contagious, and I can feel it, and it's got me sort of bouncing around a bit.
Yeah, there's a definite vibe going on, isn't there?
Yeah, I find myself really drawn to that.
Yeah. So we've seen a few Donnie Darkos here ourselves today,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you love.
It's very flattering.
Yeah. So since your role in that movie, do you think it's changed your life or your career in any way?
It absolutely has. It absolutely has, and that's something I did not expect from the movie. But yeah, you know, well, I get recognized more. I have certainly get more offers for roles, and you know,
boosted your career almost.
It has definitely boosted my career, and I think in a strange way, because the movie is so sort of undefinable for people, that you know the sort of things that I'm pulled into, you know, that people want to bring me in for is more of the things I'd be interested in doing.
Yeah. So, do you think you'll be in any more kind of sci-fi movies? Have you got anything else coming up that you'd like to tell us about?
Yeah, I have quite a few projects. Nothing sci-fi at the moment. Something I would very much like to, you know, explore and maybe even develop.
Yeah.
Or unless, you know, I can get an offer coming my way. But
hint, hint.
Yeah, hint, hint. But I have two films myself. One's called I Want to Be Adored, after the Stone Roses song, and it's sort of an action adventure turning into espionage sort of film. You know, the first 12 pages takes place with my character being sort of set up in Los Angeles and thrust into this underworld in India.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, you know, how he gets out of that and finds himself in the process and finds love in the process. And, you know, doesn't everybody want to be adored?
Yes, of
I
course,
think at the end of the day.
does.
Yeah. And so that was the root of that movie that I find myself very drawn to, and, you know, why I feel so strongly about helping to develop to get it made, as well as to be able to play in it.
Yeah.
The other one's a film called Fated Young Gods, which is more of experimental. You know, it's sort of 3 stories of a few characters that sort of intermingle together on a trip to Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
We have a synopsis written, we have a few key scenes, and the rest is to be developed as we improv on location.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so it's all kind of about the scene and the moment, and just take it from there and
exactly.
go with it.
So it's exploring different forms of filmmaking, which is something I'm also very, very interested in doing. I have quite a few movies coming out, actually. I've been very fortunate since Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I'm actually here with the writer-producer of a movie I did called Black Waters of Echo's Pond, which he brought me into. Yes, and it's and that's going to be quite a fun movie, I think.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'd love to. It's a story about 9 friends who sort of congregate together once a year because as they've gotten out of high school and college, they've sort of lost touch. So to keep their friendship alive, crazy boats.
And planes.
So to keep their friendship alive, they always go together to spend the weekend and sort of rekindle their friendships.
Yeah, everyone should do that.
Pardon me. I absolutely, orange juice. I absolutely agree. Which is why I think, you know, people identify with the movie.
Yeah, they can relate to it. So something everyone should really do anyway.
Exactly. And you know, a few of the characters have had a falling out because they don't see each other very often, and since they don't, there's no time or place for them to mend their relationships. In the midst of this, they uncover an ancient game. Yeah. And while they play the ancient game, it sort of releases not necessarily a demon, but sort of a mischievous sort of character, spirit / entity that sort of possesses each of these characters and actually brings out the worst in them, the worst of their insecurities anyway. Yeah. So the worse your insecurities, the more evil it brings out of you, and sort of turns around and, you know, sets the characters. So again, a bit of another dark movie. You love that, don't you?
Yeah,
I'm drawn to the dark things as well. Yeah.
Me too. Well, one last final question for you. So we have to wrap this up now, I'm afraid. If you could be any superhero, who would you be?
Wow, that's a tough one because it's changed over the years. I used to want to be Superman, you know. Ironically, I think, you know, with the way times and the culture has changed, I don't think there's time and place, you know, honestly, for me to want to be a superhero like that. I don't know, maybe I identify with the Dark Knight, with Batman. Yeah, I really identify with that character. Yeah, something dark, but still there's that goodness, that core there, that can't be taken away.
Yeah, so and a little bit of the dark side, but, you know.
Yeah, and I absolutely feel that, you know, like I like the good things like I was saying before, but I am drawn to the darker things as well.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us today, James. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It has been for me too, Tina. Thank you very much. Cheers.